Well, good morning and welcome to my vlog. I am the Honest Vocal Coach, but I am also a crocheter and a psychic. If you've never watched my vlog videos, I do hope that you're going to join us and stay until the end. I have tutorials on this channel as well as me attempting to cook. Right, so it is Friday. No, it's not. It's Thursday at 10:30. And I should have been getting in the shower, but I was distracted by crochet. I'm watching crochet. She's called Ikoxun. I don't know how it's pronounced. That's her channel name. And it's everything I knit and crocheted in 2023. And we are up to the accessories, and she's just showing a really nice scarf. Just great for ideas, inspiring. Anyway, today I'm going to the dentist for yet another checkup. I'm not really sure what this checkup is for, why I'm going. And then I've got some singing teaching to do later. But I just wanted to show you my most recent project and how it's coming along. On the live last night, we had a debate. Do we use the red or the sage? These two. But once I'd actually crocheted a bit of both of them into the pattern I've already got, I didn't like it. The red was too bright, and this just, the quality of it, it's just not as nice as the other ones that I've chosen. So we ditched both of them and just continued with the stripes that I've already got. So here it is so far. I'm so pleased with the colour choices. It's so nice. So we've got this almost brown, a couple of teals, and a cream and a purple in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yarns that I'm using, so it's 5 stripes. But it's coming up lovely. It's quite light at the moment. It's going to be a lap blanket. It's so nice. I'm so pleased with it. It's just proper tactile, and it feels lovely. So I did choose the right colours, I think. Isn't it lovely? I think it'd make a lovely scarf as well, these colours. Anyway, I do need to get in the shower. I've been getting in the shower for about an hour and keep getting distracted by crochet. You've done a toasty. He's done a toast. He's done a toasty. I'm having a tuna toast. He's put a tiny salad leaf on the top. Oh no, that looks gorgeous. What a lunch. So Simon's not working today, but he is working anyway. He's working on his eBay business at the moment. Although I did find him laid on the floor cuddling the dog. So that wasn't exactly working. But I've got so many ideas. I've just watched a all I made in 2023 crochet video. And it's just given me so many ideas of things to make. And also what else I can do on this channel. So it's just like, woohoo, it's given me loads of ideas. But I'm going to shut up now because I can't crochet and eat at the same time. Not really sure what he's singing, but he's just sung a song to me. Can I do his postage for him? And my dentist appointment's just been cancelled. I don't really know why, but the dentist I was supposed to be with is ill or gone home or something. So I don't have to go all the way into Wakefield and back. For I don't really know what for anyway, because I went like 3 weeks ago. But now I'm not going. So I'm going to sort out his postage while he... whatever he's doing in there. Blimey, that's bright. Right, so I've just been out. We've been to Sue Ryder's and the post office to drop off some post. Simon's had quite a few orders on his eBay. His is all auction based, so it's constantly coming off. So that's why we do so many trips to the post office to drop things off. Today was a guitar and some other bits and pieces. I didn't send anything. I sent mine yesterday. That's Alfie coming in from outside. He's leapt up at me. I've got all of the big balls of yarn that I bought. I think they were about £3 each, and I've looked online and they're £12
£1.50 some people are selling them for. But I found a lady who's got a really nice navy colour, and I thought that would be brilliant. So I offered her a £5 and she's accepted, so that's great. So I'll have another colour. So I'll show you what there is. Right, so we've got 3 putties. This is called putty, this one. So I'll put them together. We've got 3 putties, a sage green, 2 raspberries. Let's do a bit of rearranging. Right, so let's do that again, because Alfie's having a moment. 3 putties in the middle. 1 sort of forest green, 1 sage green. That's called sherbet, so it's like a creamy colour. 2 raspberry, although they look quite a bit different, the actual colours. And then the purple. So if I zoom out, you can see all the colours together, deciding which ones to use for the star blanket. Now, I don't think using both greens is a good idea, but I think everything else could go in the star blanket quite comfortably. But 1 green rather than the other. I would say not this one and have those colours. So let me know your opinion, because I'm not starting it just yet. I've got another thing to work on, but I'd really like your opinion on the colours for a star blanket. What's on the screen behind is just what the tutorial looks like. The Betty McKnit viral star blanket. I'll get a picture to show you what it's going to look like. There we are. So you can now see what these blankets look like. They're absolutely gorgeous. Depending on what colours you use. But I'm just thinking make it from these colours and the colour that I've ordered online as well, because I don't think that sage green, the forest green, would fit. But let me know what you think, because I've got way too much yarn for it. But it's nice to have a lot. I'm trying to look through the comments of last night's vlog, and the doggos, I bought some yarn that was a lot cheaper than it should have been. I'm going to make a bag out of it. So anyway, it arrived, and oh God, I've got Alfie under one arm like that, trying to answer the door, and he just makes it so difficult when it comes to answering the door. So let's see if we've got any comments we didn't have in the last sort of hour. Oh, we do. Let's have a look. We've got Alison Pointer says, fabulous yarn, Georgina. Looks great in the shop. Phoenix Resistance says thank you. And P. Keats says, I can't move past being a novice at crochet, but every winter I try and do a couple of items. Lovely. So there we are. We've got a few comments coming through, which is nice. So I'm going to continue with this. I've just messaged my 2 students to see what's, confirming and things like that. And yeah, I think I just need to catch my breath after running up and down the stairs. Oh, hello. It's 8:30 at night now. I am crocheting away. Simon is getting ready to go into bed now because he's got to get up nice and early, but I'm not sleepy yet. So I'm going to do a bit of crochet, and I've put Netflix on. This is the Zodiac Speaking episode 1. It looks like it's some kind of true crime thing, and it's #1 on Netflix. And I thought, well, if I don't watch something in its entirety, I'm just going to keep flicking through crochet tutorials and flicking through TikTok. So I might as well watch something properly. I did find a gorgeous shawl tutorial, which I've added to my list of things that I'd like to make, because I've got quite the list going on now. And I'm going to be doing some challenge videos on, challenging myself to achieve some of these things in the future. I've had some cracking singing lessons today with Steve. He lives quite a long way away from me. The most beautiful accent, the most beautiful voice, lovely person. And then I worked with Beth, who recently sang at a wedding. And she's back now for more sessions to continue developing a voice. And today we started work on Run, the Leona Lewis version. She's got a big belt but wants to learn how to control it more. At the moment she's not letting it out. She's hidden it in a box. So we've got to get it back out again. So yeah, I'm continuing with this. I'll show you how far I've got. it. This is it now. So I don't know how many rows that is, but there's 2 rows for each colour. And I think the colour is gorgeous. And I think these colours would make a really nice shawl, actually. But we're not on shawl yet. We're on star blanket next. I've got my pile of yarn at the back ready for the star blanket. I have bought a couple more to go with it that I found on eBay, because you can't get that wool anymore. People that were selling them off for a £5. I was like, right, we'll get brown. We'll add in brown and sort of blue colour. So we'll add that in as well, so I can look at them all properly when they come and decide which ones I'm going to use, because at the moment the forest green has been ditched. But we'll get the other colours here first, then line them all up again and see what works. And that will be the next project. So I've got my hexagon jumper, which is on one side. I've got the hedgerow jumper on one side. I'm on with the teddy bear things. Got so many bits and pieces, but this is the main one at the moment, the lap blanket, which I just think is just, oh, it's come out lovely, and it was a good choice not to use the red. Anyway, I will see you in the morning. Stay with me. Oh, hello. It is 11 o'clock on Friday morning. I've just had a crumpet with some butter on. Alfie's just had a crumpet with some butter on. He's with me at the shop today. I think he's still chewing on said crumpet. I'm feeling a little bit ropey today. It's that women's thing, although I'm sure I'll probably get it wrong by saying it's a women's thing. Those that have anyway. So yeah, I'm just feeling a bit I'm wearing the same jumper again. I just love it. I love it. It's so cozy, and just, yeah, I need to hurry up and get the other 2 done that I'm working on. So I've had a customer in, bought some models. Oh, there's another customer just about to come in. I think he is. No, he's carried on. So far I've done some orders, which was a golden sheen obsidian moon and a key ring. Liz has sold some of her clothes, so I'll get that posted and sorted later when I get home. Me and Alfie seem to be doing all right. We're chilling. We've got his cup of tea. My brother's got a day off. He's in Saudi Arabia in a place called Jeddah. What's going off here? Anyway, and it's got his first day off. They are building what will be the largest building in the world. He's got a day off and he's sat in a pool, some lovely pool somewhere, all like chilling in the lovely heat. And I'm in a very misty Southend with my cup of tea sat behind a till. Although what he does is very hard work, so he kind of deserves that day off, really. It's yeah, it's not the most easy thing to do, and being at those heights. Anyway, I'm working on that blanket, but she's coming in today, so I don't want to do any more until I know that she's happy with it. I've got it here. And it's coming along beautifully. I've rolled it up. But I don't want to do any more until I know whether it's correct or not. So in the meantime, I brought some chunky yarn that I'm going to make a bag out of. And I've got a few things to add to the internet to sell from the shop. So I've got that to do as well. I forgot to say as well, I have just paid the last rent for the house that I'm currently in. I nearly said the address then. The last rent for the house that I'm in, so that's been a bit weird, like, oh, that's that done. So there's exactly 4 weeks left now. It's come round really quick. changed my mind. I've already made a bag that looks like a pumpkin. I've made a bag. And I was going to make yet another bag with this yarn, but I've changed my mind. I've got a long list of things I'd like to try, and a shawl was one of them. And I thought, looking up at the cardigan that's been done in this yarn, a shawl would be gorgeous. So I'm making a shawl. The pattern is quite easy, but I've just got to get my head around it. And this is it so far. It's the tiniest shawl ever, but it will become huge. And I've got 3 balls of yarn, so that's a nice size for a shawl. So yeah, change of plan. Not a bag, shawl instead. It's 3:10 and I decided to watch Otto because it's quiet in the shop on a Friday afternoon. I didn't get any interest for the crochet and knitting chat thing. There was me, Carolyn and Liz. So it's not happening. So I watched Otto. Grief never goes away. Life can be so cruel. Hello, it is now Saturday at 5 to 10 and I'm in the shop. Yesterday was a really tough day and I didn't really explain anything other than saying that grief was terrible and crying and things like that. So I just thought I would pop on and just talk about it really. So I watched The Man Called Otto yesterday. And it was it's kind of changed my outlook completely today. It hit me quite deeply for a film. It really just got me. And if you haven't seen it, it's well worth watching. It definitely needs plenty of awards. I won't tell you the whole story, but Tom Hanks plays Otto, and apparently it's linked to a true story. It's not all a true story, but it's linked to a true story. And Tom Hanks plays the character so beautifully. And there's some so just really poignant moments. I love how the neighbour just won't take no for an answer of his grumpy mood. She just keeps coming back. I love how she's got such a bubbly sort of outlook. And there's one moment where the doctor said he's got a big heart, and she just finds it so hysterical because of the way he's so grumpy. It's like, what? This is it, what? And there's just so many poignant moments, and it's just the most beautiful film. All the acting is superb. The music used, the cinematography, it's just wonderful, and I think it might be one of my favourite films. It definitely is going to slot into my favourite films, which are The Father of the Bride, which, yes, that might surprise you, because I was very much a traditionalist, and this is what you do. You grow up and you find your partner and you get married and you live happily ever after and have babies and all of that, and I'm very much that, and it's not that for me anymore. It's not. So when I first fell in love with Father of Bride, it was, and then it all broke down, and there's a sadness with it now, and the fact that me and Ellie and the kids, Alex used to sit and watch it and enjoy it so much, and Ellie used to send me clips of it. I think there's this one part, or do the baby something where they're doing Keep Fit, and it's just hilarious, and Franck, and you know, a cack Franck is made from flour and water and all of that. There's just so many sayings in it that have stuck with me over the years. I don't know why my eyes are watering. I'm not crying. I think I'm just emotionally full. You know when you get to that layer where it's just there and it wants to, I'm going now, and it wants to bubble over. Put it back in, put it back in. It was the first day of my period yesterday as well. That didn't help, which made me feel just horrendous. Probably too much information, but let me just say, for those of you that have, you're on blood thinners, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. But anyway, that's something that I'm just going to have to live with. Anyway, going back to The Man Called Otto, it's the most beautiful film, and it was tear-jerking, and there were so many poignant moments. Stop it. And that there's one moment where Tom says she believed in living. I won't tell you the whole story, but there's a bit where he says, his character Otto says, she believed in living, and his outlook changed for a while, and he was still very meticulous and organised, which will make sense when you watch it, which is exactly what my dad was, which also hit me in the feels, because when my dad passed away of cancer after a 4-year battle, and he had part of his stomach removed. He didn't want the operation, but we went with it, and he managed to get another 2 years after that, so he made 4 years. And when he knew, he started preparing, and he got my mum a mobility scooter and a car that would fit the mobility scooter, and he ensured that there was a stair lift. And he went down to, he left a letter for my brother, and he put little post-it notes on everything that was left, of like what its name was and where it was from and things like that, so that when we got rid of it and sold it at a later date, we knew what it was, because he was into CB radios. That was one of his little hobbies that he enjoyed, as well as being a total motorbike fanatic. He had Ducati, this so prized Ducati motorbike, and I've gone again, and he named everything and stuck post-it notes on everything, because he knew, and we're just going about our lives as you do, and you don't take it that seriously until you realise what he's doing and what he did. And my dad was my hero. He always worked hard, and he always, did what he could to get money for the family. He didn't understand social situations. He didn't like being in busy areas. It was very funny. Anyway, the film just triggered those moments, how Tom Hanks was very preparing and very meticulous. And that just brought everything back as well. And there's the loss of a child was in the film as well. So yeah, it completely did me yesterday. I probably needed it. I probably needed to let the emotion out, because I spend a lot of time holding it in and looking like everything's okay. But there's an awful lot of time, stop crying, come on. There's an awful lot of time spent in my life where I don't know my purpose anymore. And that film, when it said, you just got to go on living, what else can you do? What else can you do? So that's what I'm doing. Ah, dear. So I'm at the shop today. I've got readings later. Kind of don't want to do it because I've lost a little bit of confidence thanks to that woman that came recently and left without paying. I have had readings since, but I just don't feel like I've got it. But, I suppose the more I do it and the more I channel and the more I let myself be in that situation again, be in that consciousness, hopefully my confidence will come back again. And one more thing before I carry on with my morning. I just want to apologise to my lovely partner Simon. Stop crying, come on, God. yesterday was a big day, but he doesn't know all this. He just thought I was being a bit lazy and grumpy last night because we watched Beetlejuice last night. It were awful. I'm so not into Tim Burton, not at all. I enjoyed Wednesday, the series. There's bits of Tim Burton that I've enjoyed, but I'm really not into the majority of it. Beetlejuice, the first film, was just, what was my, what is this rubbish? And the same was feeling last night was, what is this rubbish? And I was grumpy and it just felt rubbish, physically felt rubbish. And today we've got a photographer coming to take pictures of the house so they can promote it to whoever else wants to live in the house. And I think I'm already past it. I'm already like, this house is done, we're on to the next one. So I didn't really spend any time cleaning yesterday and tidying and moving it so it would look something like. I just didn't. So Simon this morning got up early like he always does. I woke up late, my alarm didn't go off, and woke up to him hoovering and moving stuff around, and the house looked so spotless as I was leaving. So I'm sorry, Simon. My head was all over yesterday. I should have pulled my finger out of my bottom and done a bit more tidying and cleaning, and I didn't. So I owe you one, because it is exciting that we're moving, but it's also quite, another big upheaval. But I've moved that many times in my life now. It's, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It is. Right. I think I need breakfast to soak up the tears. I've not had any breakfast yet. And one other thing, while I'm just spilling my guts here, for the last few mornings I've had this horrible nausea, and I don't get that. Never really feel sicky unless I've eaten something a bit dodgy. But I have a feeling I know what it is. I normally have breakfast and tablets in the morning before I leave. But yesterday and today I didn't. I took tablets and left. And within about half an hour of taking the tablets, I felt so awful. This sudden rush of comes over me. And I think it's literally I'm not eating with the tablets when you should be. I'm on like 4 different tablets. So within about another half an hour, I felt all right. So I've got to remember to eat food when I take the tablets. And I'm all wonky. What's going on here? Oh, I got an email yesterday, actually. While I remember all these things. Someone who said they loved this cardigan. Not necessarily with the granny buttons, but I was getting sick of it falling open because I made it just that little bit too big, so it kind of drops to the side a lot. It's not. I was looking at it this morning. It's not the neckline that's the problem. It's probably the boobage. It just wants to fall outwards. So that's where I've put the granny buttons on. Anyway, they loved this and said, can you make me one in oatmeal? So I've seen your email. I have messaged you back. Oatmeal is a tricky one if you want different colours, different textures, different shades. I've got a gorgeous pebble, which is browns and oatmeals, which could work. Or there's another one I sent you a picture of in my emails, which is, I'm trying to think of the brand now. King Cole, I think it is. And it's chunky. I need it to be chunky so that I can make it up quick. But it does still take some time to make these kind of cardigans. And the wool, obviously, there's the cost of the wool and then the time that it takes me. But yeah, if you are interested in what I've sent you in an email, just drop me another message. And thank you for, noticing my work and appreciating it. Because I'm really enjoying it. It's a mental health break for me, is crochet, as was cross stitch. And it just brings me so much joy to see other people wearing it and buying it and using it. It's like I did that. There's like a little satisfaction in it. It's just like when my singing students do well and they get into college and they get into university and they go on the cruises or they get into a West End show or whatever they're doing, there's just this moment of satisfaction. And Mia Kirkland is all over the news at the moment, predominantly going bonkers on TikTok. Her first single came out with Sepsis. Sepsis? Why do I think he's called Sepsis? Oh, please God, don't be called Sepsis. But it seems to ring a bell of that. It can't be sepsis. But it's something sepsis, something like that. Mia, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I taught Mia from being a really little dink, tiny little thing with the most beautiful curly red hair. I know her mum, I know her grandma. She was in a girl band with my Alex, and has progressed so well. And I thought I'd given up the singing. Turns out she hadn't. She became famous on TikTok for being a busker in York, and kept coming in the news because of people doing stupid things while she was busking. Anyway, she recently sang with Freya Riding, and she's doing really well. So I'm chuffed to bits for her. Sending love to Mia. She deserves all of it. She's got a big voice, and it was, the majority of the tuition and the working with her was developing a technique and also developing control, because she got a big voice. So if you see her about, she's just one of the many students that I've worked with that I'm super proud of. So yeah, I best get some stuff done.
So I've just been outside to sweep outside. We do normally sweep, but people were slipping over on all the leaves, and I can't have that. Where there's a blame, there's a claim. So I've swept all the leaves outside, emptied the bins, I've had some crumpets, I've got a cup of tea. Simon just phoned to tell me that the photographer's been, and Simon said to him, why are you doing it now? We've got like another 4 weeks yet. We've still got stuff in the house and bits like piled up and things because we're in the process of moving them. He was like, I don't know, I just get told to come take pictures as best I can, and then if we need to come back later we will do. I'm like, all right, cool. So he's taken his pictures and he's gone. Apparently he was only there 10 minutes. I expect they do particular angles. If anyone's in house sales or house letting, let me know. They do it from certain angles, don't they? Make it look pretty in the best way they can. I mean, the last time we moved, and the previous house, the pictures didn't even match when we got there to have a look round. So I think sometimes they use old pictures, just get them up quick so that you can get new people in, I guess. But I tell you what it is, I'm really interested to know how much they're going to put the house up for of rental, because I think we're on a good deal. We actually got it cheap because the gardens were a shambles. Literally everything had been cut down. I think they'd just got a gardener in to cut everything down, and there was bark on top of everything. So they'd basically just cut the trees down, cut everything down, and then just poured it all over the gardens. Yeah. So we, as you know, if you go back on my previous vlogs, I did a lot in the garden, did all the pond, put some fences up, all of that. So I reckon it's probably, well, it will have been worth more than we're paying for it. So I'm really interested to know what they're going to let it out for when we've gone, how much it's gone up. Because ours includes having animals. There's an extra bit on because we have animals, which I still don't understand why they have that. Surely it could be incorporated in it than having an animal bit on top. And then they still take it off you at the end anyway, don't they? On the deposit, £800 deposit on this one. Luckily no deposit to move into Liz's house. So fingers crossed we get some of that back so I can use it towards, I don't know, Christmas or doing up Liz's house. And we've come to a bit of an impasse with the new shower. The electrician that the plumber works with says he doesn't do electricals for showers anymore. It just does electricals for boilers. I'm like, what? Okay, surely it's similar. Maybe it pays more. I don't know. But luckily my brother's an electrician, as you know, but he works away a lot. He's in Saudi Arabia right now. So I've asked him if he'll help, but it just depends when he's back and he's around, really, because he's got plugs to do in the other room as well. We'll have to give him lots of food or something nice as a thank you to come and do it. So yeah, the showers are on an impasse right now. We need the electric in first before the plumber can do his bit. And I don't fancy using one of those mixer ones and burning myself or freezing myself. Apparently Liz gets it sorted. She didn't have an issue with it. But I guess we'll see. Yeah.